Alrighty, I am now live. Hello, everyone. Uh, for those who are joining the stream today, I am going to wait for a little bit until we get some people to show up, and then I'll kick things off by announcing some things, and then we'll get started here. All right, hello to Surrey again. Welcome back. All right, so okay, look, Sailor V, I, yes, he's still trolling me, but please do not keep mentioning that, okay? Because if he's gonna continue to troll me, I'm just gonna keep blocking him. So just let you know, don't keep bringing him up because it's just gonna get very annoying. And I've had dealt with trolls before, so this isn't anything new. So if he shows up again, then I'll just take care of it, so you don't have to worry about it. So please, just asking you nicely, do not mention him again because I don't see that's necessary. Yes, thank you to Surrey Birth. Thank you. Let's move on from that. Because if you're gonna keep on talking about it, it's just not gonna make it any better than it is. So just to let you know on that. All right. So yeah. So hello everyone. Welcome to stream number 6 of the Flipline Studios Flipdecks. Today we'll be doing cards 101 to 120. But before we do that, I do have some announcements regarding to hold on a second. All right. Anyways, yeah. So I would like to take the time to announce the next set of streams that are going to be happening for 2024. So after this stream, um is going to be the Casio stream that I had announced, where I will be going over the tones that are in the that are in the song bank. So what that means is that I do own a Casio CTK 2000 keyboard, and I did a video um, in the past where a good friend of mine, Mr. Face 222, had informed me that you can actually look up the tone of a song bank if you just hold down on the song bank button. I will be going through that. Um, that's only if you're into Casio keyboards. So I am pretty sure that Masterface and Davis 9754 will most likely will join that stream. But yeah, that is that is going to be my next stream after this one. And the stream after that is going to be the Powerpuff Girls Power Field episode list stream that I had teased again in another previous stream, where I will be going through the list of episodes that hasn't been made, and just to basically briefly tell or explain what those episodes could have been like if I were to make them, and what the overall idea for those episodes are. And then after that stream, I might host an I might host one more stream, or maybe another stream in December. I'll decide if that will ever happen. But yeah, so the next stream after the Powerfield stream is going to be again another installment of the Flip Deck cards, and then that'll either be in November or in December. That depends on if I decide to stream that or not. And then in the start of 2026, I will do the Super Mario Advance instruction booklet stream, where I'll be reading the instruction booklet for Super Mario Advance for the Game Boy Advance. And yeah, as of that, those are the future streams that I'll be announcing for the future. So okay, hello, Vincent Morris, welcome. So yeah, if you guys could hear me, once again, do let me know in the live chat. and then we'll actually get started since that I had already announced what my future streams will be for the year and moving up to next year. So just so you do inform me if you can hear me, and if you can, then we'll actually get started. I mean, yes, I just heard about that, but that's just Nintendo of America's thing. I saw a video about that, and they said that that's only over on Nintendo of America, not Nintendo of Japan. Because Nintendo of Japan, they stated that they are romantically involved. That's just Nintendo of America. Also, you guys, I'm okay if you guys can ask questions, but please do not repeat your questions because, as in, try to avoid asking questions that you've had already asked me before, like, what is your favorite TV show? What are your favorite video games? Because I've had already answered those like many times. So please do not repeat your questions because I'm just saying that. And another reason, all right, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to add anything else to that. So all I'm asking you is to not repeat your questions too much and try to ask new ones. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so we're about to go ahead and do 101, card 101, and that is the Bako burn. All right, so the Bako burns. Their first appearance was in Papa Louie 2 when burgers attack. Their hometown is Barbecue Bog. Their occupation is none. They love marching and they hate breakups. Bako burns are tall, crispy strips of grumpy bacon from the barbecue bog. As they march, they deflect most side attacks, which can prove quite difficult in narrow passageways. Bako burns only weakness is a quick stomp on their head. This aerial attack will shatter a Bako burn into tiny Bako bits. Once the Bako bites, Bako bites, that's what it says. Once the Bako bites are unleashed, they will jump around frantically, making for an even more hazardous path to cross. All right, so here are the Bako burns. They are the strips of bacon enemies from Papa Louie 2. You also got the smaller variants known as the Bako bites. And the background depicts of Barbecue Bog or the Swamplands or the Sauce Lands, not Swamplands, but yeah. So yeah, these are the Bako burns. Oh yeah, one more thing. I forgot to mention this, but in a previous video, in one of the parts, it was one of my Papa's Wingaria videos. I've announced that Flipline Studios did drop a few other Flipdeck cards on their blog posts while I'm still currently doing this, and I've decided that I'm only going to be reading the 254 cards that were available when I first started this series back in January of this year. So once I get to card 254, the remaining Flipdeck cards, I will cover that in a video. It's not going to be a live stream. It's just going to be a video of myself screen recording, going through the other Flipdeck cards that I haven't covered, and then after I cover the ones that had been released by the time I am done with the stream series, then that's going to be it. I'm not going to read every single card because they're still dropping more of these. These Flipdeck cards is probably going to seem to be like an endless thing for Flipline, so I'm not going to read every single card that they drop out. I'm only going to do the 254 cards as a stream, and then in the future, I will make a video reading the other cards that I haven't read, and after that, I'll be done with this. So I just wanted to let you guys know on that as well. All right, so next up we have is Vicky. This card came out on March 3rd, 2014. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the previous card came out on February 24th, 2014. All right, so let's go ahead and do Vicky's card. All right, Vicky. All right, so Vicky's debut was in Papa's Burgeria. All right, so her hometown is Tastyville. She loves cloudberries. She hates rainy days, and her occupation is a beautician. Vicky is the co-owner of Cloudberry Beauty Salon in Tastyville. Most of her time is spent performing a wide variety of beauty treatments of her clients. Vicky receives rave reviews for her perfect procedures and fanatic facials. However, her true passion is makeup and beauty tips, an area of the salon that is still, for some reason, struggling to build a large client base. So yeah, if you guys weren't aware in a previous Flipdeck card stream that I did, Vicky is the mother of Mindy, which I had already covered in a previous stream. And yeah, so this is Vicky. To be weird, if I want to be totally honest, I don't think Vicky gives me mother vibes. It kind of looks like an older sister kind of vibe because she's overweight, and I don't think she doesn't look like a mother character to me. She kind of gives me older sibling vibes, but I guess that's how they wanted to design her. But and as you notice in the reflection of the mirror, we got Sue again. So very similar to Mindy's card, we got Sue, who is this character looking at the reflection with the makeup on. So yeah, so that's Vicky. All right, moving on. So I'll read one more card, and then I'll check back at the live chat. So next we got is Pepperjack. This came out on March 10th, 2024. Oh, not 2024, sorry. 2014. And this is card 103. All right, so Pepperjack. All right, so their debuts was in Papa Louie 2 and Burger's Attack. Their hometown is Treasure Hills. Their occupation is mercenary. They love hunting and they hate sharp turns. Pepperjacks are spicy mercenaries hired by Sarge to thaw or to thwart any attempt made by the customers to rescue Papa Louie. They stand on guard and take chase the moment a good guy is spotted in the area. Despite being short globs of cheese, Pepperjacks are by far the most dangerous baddie under the command of Sarge. They will tirelessly run, pivot, and leap over obstacles in an all-out frenzy to capture their target. So yeah, the Pepperjack enemies from Papa Louie 2 are these little ninja-like sergeant enemies because they have the little bandanas. They also have a little sack. Yeah, so they're these little ninja army sergeant enemies from Papa Louie 2. All right, I'm going to stop here, and I will look back at the live chat. And again, yes, I will pull them up. Let's see. What SpongeBob moment made you laugh the hardest? Well, the Surrey Bird, I remember specifically when I was watching Surf and Turf for the first time, which was a season 11 episode. I remember laughing at that episode very hard, so I'll just say Surf and Turf. All right, Sailor V, favorite 3D Mario game of all time. Well, I really can't pick any favorites, but for right now, I'll just say Super Mario Odyssey. I'll just say that for now, but I don't really have like an all-time favorite or anything. All right, let's go ahead and move on. All right, so next up we have is Maggie. This card came out on March 25th, 2014, and it's card 104. All right, so Maggie. All right, so Maggie's debut. Oh, wait. Am I sharing the screen? Okay, I am sharing. Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, so Maggie's debut was in Papa Louie, When Pizzas Attack. Her hometown is Tastyville. She is a taco Mia chef. She loves green peppers and she hates stale shells. Maggie was a carefree girl whose life changed when she won her first serious job. Maggie became head chef of Papa's Taco Mia in Taco Dale, where she now lives. On top of writing several spicy cookbooks and hosting the annual taco eating contest, she has also started a committee to bring more business to Taco Dale. Maggie's popularity has grown so much that residents hope she'll run for mayor. All right, so here's Maggie, and she is. I'm guessing she's hosting a contest because that's what the flip deck card is looking like. She's doing. She's standing in front of a podium with a microphone, so I'm not entirely sure what she's doing here, but I'm probably am assuming that she is hosting a contest of some sorts. But yeah, here's Maggie. All right, so next up we have is Guppy. This is card 105, and it came out on April 8th, 2014. All right, Guppy. All right, so Guppy's debut was in Guppy Guard Express. His hometown is Craggy Lake. He has no occupation. He loves warm currents and hates caves. Guppy is a helpless fish stuck in an endless cave of murky doom. Although underwater demise is unavoidable for Guppy, he still needs your help to stay afloat amid the jagged corridors and sinking boulders of this treacherous tunnel. So yeah, Guppy Guard Express is one of the two debut games for Flipline Studios, alongside with Meteor Blaster, which I had covered on the channel earlier this year. All right, so here you got Guppy going through the treacherous cave, and yeah, that's really all this card depicts. So yeah, Guppy's like a little tadpole character. All right, so moving on. Next up, we got is Cooper. This is card 106, and it came out on April 22nd, 2014. All right, Cooper. All right, so Cooper's debut was in Papa Louie. He's from Tastyville. He loves pepperoni. He hates chipmunks, and he is a pancakeria chef. And another fun fact: he is the older brother of Greg. Every morning, Cooper cooks up the fluffiest pancake for all the townsfolk of Maple Mountain. Even though he was unexpectedly hired by Papa Louie, Cooper quickly fell in love with flipping flapjacks for a living. After work, Cooper and his cat, Cookie, head home to Tastyville. Cooper also brings home a stack of chocolate chip waffles for his kid brother, Greg. Yes, I've already mentioned that Greg is his younger sibling, or brother, if you will. And here's Cooper working at Papa's Pancakeria, making flapjacks, and he got his cat, Cookie, which is very similar to Pickle, which is Prudence's pet dog. So yeah, both of their pets are named after food, which is very common because you can name your, never mind. I don't even know what I was trying to add to that, but all right. So next up, we got his Meteor Blaster. This is card 107, and it came out on April 29th, 2014. This will be the last card I'll read for right now. Then I'll check back at the live chat again. All right, Meteor Blaster, the character. All right, so the hometown is parts unknown. Loves blasting, hates meteors, occupation, Meteor Blaster. Known throughout the Flipverse only as Meteor Blaster, this unknown pilot cruises through the galaxy, destroying menacing rogue meteors. Hidden against the black void of space, the sleek Onyx ship swerves between the ricocheting remains of mangled meteors. Once the sky is cleared, the ship disappears into the darkness in search of another wave of meteors. So yeah, this is, again, one out of the first two Flipline Studios games. So yeah, you got the little airship, which is this kind of looks like the Flashpoint logo. Yeah, kind of looks like the Flashpoint logo. And you got a meteorite in the sky and this galaxy-like background. All right, so that's Meteor Blaster. All right, so lastly, for right now, I'm going to read a Willow's card, which is card 108, which came out on May 6, 2014. And then I will check back at the live chat. All right, Willow. All right, so Willow's debut was in Papa's Hot Doggeria. She is from Frostfield. She loves spooky sprinkles. She has a summer luau, and her occupation is a cupcakeria chef. Willow is a soft-spoken girl who makes a living baking at Papa's Cupcakeria. In her spare time, she enjoys reading spooky novels that she buys at the local Biscotti bookstore. Willow loves writing free verse poetry and has accumulated quite a collection. Unfortunately, she is quite shy and restricts anyone from reading her poems. The only audience for Willow's poetry recital is Jackie, her tiny pet tarantula. All right, so here's Willow. You got her feeding spooky sprinkles to her tarantula, Jackie. And you got this very ominous gradient background. It's kind of like a darkish black gradient with a little bit of blue in it. But yeah, this is a really weird card, but I think it's pretty cool, I guess. All right. I'm going to check back the live chat now. Did you watch Annoying Orange back then? Yes, Dissery Bird, I did remember watching the Annoying Orange back then, back in the day. Cooper hates even. Oh, all right. Freezeria to go released before Vicky's card. Oh, all right. That's interesting to know. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So next up we have is Princess Lily. Wait, what? Princess Liliana. Yeah. So that's how you pronounce her name, because I kept calling her Lilania in my Jack Smith Let's Play, but her actual pronunciation is Princess Liliana. So this is card 109. It came out on May 20th, 2014. All right, so Princess Liliana. This is surprisingly the only Flipline Studios character to be named Princess. So yeah, she's from Jack Smith. Her hometown is Plump Feather Kingdom. Her occupation is a princess. She loves Jack Smith and she hates mice. Princess Liliana is the only child of the king and queen and sole heir to the entire Plump Feather Kingdom. This pampered princess loves attention, and per royal decree, one must always compliment her beauty. When graced with her presence, Liliana can be rather moody at times, ranging from giddy excitement to raging tantrums. Liliana's unrequited heart still yearns for her knight in shining armor, Jack Smith. So here's Princess Liliana, who is the daughter of King Plumpfeather and Queen Hildred. She is this disgusting looking goose character with princess attire. She's holding a paper fan, and she has a mole right on her chin. So yeah, Princess Liliana is very disgusting, and you do not want to be around her. All right, moving on is Mandy. This is card 110. It came out on May 27th, 2014. All right, so let's type her in. And Mandy is the last character that is based off of an in real life person within Flipline Studios, being Tony's wife. So yeah, her debut was in Papa's Pizzeria. Her hometown is Tastyville. She's a wingeria chef. She loves chicken wings and she hates changing diapers. Mandy is an award-winning chef at the world renowned restaurant Papa's Wingeria. What started as a quick vacation to Starlight City became a rather permanent part-time job for her. When Mandy's not frying up crispy wings and shrimp, she's busy taking care of her 4 kids. Tony loves to brag about Mandy's awesome job and how the family gets all the free wings they can eat. All right, so right here you got a Mandy and these 2 Kids in the background are her in real life children. So yes, and you got the Papa's Wingeria signs right over here. So these are basically her two daughters. Basically, these are just Flipline depictions of their children. All right, so that's Mandy. All right, so next up is card 111, The Radishes. It came out on June 3rd, 2014. All right, Radish. All right, Radishes. All right, so the Radishes are from Papa Louie 2, When Burgers Attack. That's their first appearance. Their hometown is Barbecue Bog. Their occupation is Ratley's Minions. They love jokes and they hate being avoided. The Radishes are a group of wild-eyed minions that loyally follow Ratley Madish. Radishes attack in a variety of ways. Usually they prefer to plant themselves in the ground and wait for their unsuspecting victims to walk past. Others, like the pararadish, float down from above using their leaves as parachutes. Some weird radishes can even climb up and down ladders with their tentacle-like roots. So they pretty much described all of the different species of radishes that are found in Papa Louie 2. So you got the normal radish right here. You got the pararadish, which they use their leaves as parachutes. And you got Barbecue Bog in the background. All right, so those are the radishes. All right, moving on. We got is card 112, Chuck. This card came out on June 11th, 2014. All right, we got Chuck. All right, so his debut was in Papa Louie. His hometown is Tastyville. He loves pineapples. He hates cleaning the fryer. And his occupation is a model/chef. Chuck is a highly charismatic server at Papa's Wingeria. Before he won a job serving wings, he was a small-time model from Tastyville. Chuck mainly did photo shoots for stock photos and clothing stores. Many recognize him as the face of the Surf Shack summer catalogs. At first, Chuck was bummed about his new cooking job. However, once the tips started rolling in, he quickly changed his tune. All right, so here's Chuck appearing as a photo op. So you got a surfing collage summer, you got surf tips, Lua styles, DIY straw hats, and unique ukuleles. All right, I'll go ahead and read one more card, and then I'll check back in the live chat, and that'll be the last time I'll check, and then I'll finish up the rest of the cards, and then I'll check one last time as we wrap up the stream. All right, so moving on, we got is card 113, Cheese Wheel. This came out on June 30th, 2014. All right, so the Cheese Whales are from Papa Louie when pieces attack. Their hometown is Pecorino Plains. Their occupation is none. They love hills and they hate ditches. For generations, it was thought that the majestic cheese whales were lost to extinction. They once rolled in mighty herds across the great Pecorino Plains. However, in recent times, there have been several sightings of a lone surviving cheese whale. Locals believe that it is following the species' ancient migratory path across the land of Munchmore. All right, so yeah, the cheese whale is very basic. It's just a giant wheel of cheese that rolls around, and you can find them in Papa Louie 2 and in Papa Louie 1. And then in Papa Louie 3, there's actually a variant of cheese wheel known as the cheesecake wheel. So yeah, I thought I mentioned that as well. All right, let's see. I mean, I don't own any Sony or Microsoft consoles. All I own is Nintendo consoles. So no, I have not played the PlayStation or an Xbox. Will you review Rock? Distillery Bird, do not request for videos, please. I don't have any obligation of reviewing those games, so no. All right, moving on. So next up we got is Scooter. This is card 114, and it came out on July 9th, 2014. All right, Scooter. All right, so Scooter's debut was in Papa's Wingeria. She is from Starlight City. She is a donaria chef. She loves cherries and she hates snapping decks. Scooter is a thrill-seeking skater from Starlight City. She can take all those bumps and bruises that came with skating because she grew up with 3 rowdy older brothers. Amongst her other interests, Scooter absolutely loves roller coasters. Luckily for her, she can ride them every day before work in Papa's Donaria, located right inside Powder Point. All right, so this flip deck card depicts that she has 3 older brothers, and I'm not entirely sure if Flipline made characters based off of her brothers or not, but we'll find out soon enough as we later read through the rest of the flip decks. So here's Scooter skateboarding on a skateboard with a cherry bomb on it, and yeah, Scooter is a female. And you got these orange tree leaves down below. And yeah. All right, so next we got is the Lettuce Lark. This is card 115, and it came out on July 14th, 2014. All right, Lettuce Lark. All right, so the first appeared in Papa Louie 2. So yeah, their hometown is Lettuce Lane. Their occupation is none. They love gummy worms. They hate losing a leaf. Lettuce larks are high-flying heads of lettuce. Lettuce larks are high-flying heads of iceberg lettuce. These green-leafed birds from the land of Munchmore are non-aggressive and even considered to be cute by some of the customers. Lettuce larks are content to spend most of the day flying up and down while waiting for a juicy gummy worm to swarm into sight. Oh, so here is the lettuce lark, and you got the little fizzle balloons, and you also got the coin collectibles. I don't know why they thought it would be necessary to add them to the background, but I guess they did that for make it interesting, I guess. But okay. All right, so these are the lettuce larks. All right, so next up is Ratlin. This is card 116, and it came out on July 28th, 2014. Freaking. All right, so Ratlin's debut was in Papa's Hot Doggeria. Her hometown is Onion Town. She has no occupation. She loves radishes, and she hates apologizing. Ratlin is a rambunctious teen who grew up in Onion Town. Her strange affinity for radishes can be traced back when she was approached by a mysterious man in a white brim hat. Oh, and that will be Rattly Madish. He asked Ratlin to watch a crate of hamburger buns for a few hours. In return, she was given a shoebox containing 5 radish coins, 3 paper clips, 2 mismatched buttons, some sawdust, and a gently used knitted hat. And here's Ratlin. Yeah, she is wearing the hat. She has a shirt with Rattly Madish's icon on it. And you got the background of Frostfield. And she's holding a radish coin. All right, that's Ratlin. All right, so next up is the Blue Shroom. This is card 117, and it came out on August 18th, 2014. All right, Blue Shroom. And yes, these guys are from Papa Louie 2, When Burgers Attack. Their hometown is Monterey. Their occupation is none. They love moist ground and they hate visitors. High atop Mount Monterey, the shrooms start growing. Sprouted by the moist, cheesy cliffs, they spread down, wind into the sauce lands and beyond. Blue mushrooms are the least menacing of these mushroom baddies. Being immobile, they use their spongy blue dotted caps to protect them from danger. Preferring solitude, blue shrooms can become rather disgruntled when visitors approach. So here's the blue shrooms. They're these little mushroom enemies found in Mount Monterey of Papa Louie 2. And they got these angry looking eyebrows and this jagged mouth. All right, so that's the blue shroom. All right, so we got 3 cards left. So next up, we got is Cletus. This is card 118, and it came out on August 26, 2014. All right, Cletus. All right, so his debut was in Papa's Burgeria. His hometown is Toastwood. His occupation is a scrap yard owner. He loves carrots and he hates long sleeves. All right, you guys. I'll be right back because I just heard the mail truck outside. So I'll put up a be right back message and then I'll come back and I'll read this Flipdeck card. Then we'll wrap up the stream. So give me a minute. All right, I am back. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the stream. All right, so Cletus, his hometown is Toastwood. His occupation is a scrapyard owner. He loves carrots and he hates long sleeves. Cletus lives on a 10-acre farm close to the border of Toastwood and Tuckadale. He lives a simple life tending his farm and raising chickens. Cletus loves auctions and estate sales, and even he admits to being a bit of a hoarder. Most of the junk that he collects ends up rusting out in his yard. To pay the bills, he opened up Cletus's scrapyard, where pickers arrive looking for car parts and rusty treasure. All right, so here's Cletus. He is this hillbilly farmer-looking dude. He's holding the shovel. He's got these he's wearing these sleeveless overalls, and he got chickens. As a matter of fact, these are the same chickens from Cactus McCoy, and yeah, these are the exact same chickens from that game series. So that's pretty cool. And you got this blue sky with no clouds, no sun. It's just a plain old blue sky. All right, so we got Dillworm or Dillworms. This is card 119, and it came out on September 1st, 2014. All right. Dillworms. All right, so their debut was in Papa Louie 2 and Burger's Attack. His hometown is Fort Onion. Their occupation is none. They love hanging out and they hate jellybacks. Dillworms are pickled baddies, prefer the view from above. They spend most of their time stuck to ceilings while on the lookout for intruders. When they are above their target, dillworms will dive bomb the unsuspecting visitor. If a dillworm misses its mark, they will continue to inch their way towards battle. All right, so here are the dillworms. They're these little dill worm-like creatures from Papa Louie 2, and this is them in level 3 or level 4, being Fort Onion and Sarge Slayer. All right. Next up, we got the last card for the session, card 120, Ninjoy, debuting on, well, not debuting. The card came out on September 8th, 2014. All right, Ninjoy. All right, so Ninjoy's appearance was in Papa's Freezeria. All right, so her hometown is Tastyville. She loves teriyaki. She hates Now Time News, and her occupation is a vigilante. Ninjoy is a mysterious Max girl who is a master of stealth and purveyor of sweet ninja skills. Local news claims she is a delinquent out. However, more and more people are coming forward with accounts of Ninjoy's heroism and good deeds. Bad or good, one thing is certain: Ninjoy never misses a meal. She can almost always be found eating at one of Papa's many restaurants. And yes, it will soon be later been revealed. Well, it will soon be revealed later is that Ninjoy is actually Joy's alter ego, and Joy, as I've had already mentioned in a previous stream, is the older sister of Roy and the nephew of Papa Louie. So yeah, here's a Ninjoy on top of a building in a nighttime setting with a cup of purple purple. Alrighty, everyone, that's gonna wrap it up for this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream on cards 101 to 120. And until next time, as I had stated in the beginning of the stream, that my next stream will be on that Casio stream that I had talked about. I'm hoping I can stream again towards the end of the month. I'll see if I'll be able to do so. But yeah, I'll let you guys know, of course, in a community post when my next stream will be, or you'll just see it appear on the homepage if you are subscribed to my channel. All right, so let me see if you guys have any last minute questions, and if not, I'll go ahead and head out for today. Or let's see. What do you think of the Lumas? I mean, they're fine characters, I guess. I mean, they're not that interesting characters, but I think they're somewhat cool in a way. But that's really all I can say about the Lumas. Purple Burple sounds gross. Well, Purple Burple is supposed to be like a grape soda type of drink because yes, it's supposed to be like a grape kind of soda. That's what it's supposed to represent. All right, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and end off the stream. Thank you all for coming, and yeah, so hope you guys have a great rest of your days, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next live stream. So goodbye, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time. Later, folks.